Hey Gabsy, hey viewers at Rugby Hub. We are back with the review after the All Blacks win over the Springboks this past weekend at Ellis Park. Emphatic win at that, to be honest, Gabsy. A little bit of disappointment from our side, but a 35-23 victory over the Springboks is definitely something the All Blacks needed. What do you think of the game? Where did you
Yeah,
watch it? You were in Vienna, right?
yeah, Goody. I was in Vienna. I had a couple of brandies, and I really, I
Good
really
stuff.
thought, it was gonna be another one for the books because coming back off a game like last week, I was just really hoping to see some consistency from the box. But to be honest, I
Mm,
don't know what that was. The ref is one topic by itself. We'll get to that. But,
mm.
early penalties, kicking for touch, Dweba not really finding the line out jumpers. I don't know, man. I was a bit surprised that we didn't take the points on offer.
Mm,
I don't know why we need to go and roll the dice there. For me, a consistent back-to-back victory over the All Blacks would have been beautiful. We thought
mm.
that we could do it. Sadly, some of the talking points we talked about didn't really come to plan, but I think we were kind of spot on with the things we talked about that would be important.
Yes,
However,
yeah,
it didn't become important because we didn't play
mm,
that way.
yeah,
Dwayne going off early, not showing
yeah,
confidence in the players, but I guess there was a reason why they got, subbed. I
yeah.
don't know, Gori. I'm utterly disappointed, and I will touch
Of
on the ref
course,
because I
Gabs.
know the
Same.
ref has been all over the headlines. Everybody's been complaining about him, but let's not be the
Mm,
classic stereotype South African and
mm,
not just go and point all our fingers to the ref. Let's first look at
mm,
some of the other things
yeah.
that's also worth talking about.
Well, look, as you mentioned, big talking point was the referee, and I don't think necessarily only against the Springboks. I thought there were a few calls that went the Springboks' way that maybe shouldn't have. So I think maybe the All Blacks, if they lost this game, would have also found to be hard done by. But as you mentioned, some very key sort of calls made by the referee at very key sort of areas or times in the game where the
Yeah, key
momentum actually
moments. Yeah,
key moments where the momentum swung. However, we've spoken about the importance of starting well against the All Blacks. And as you mentioned, where we didn't take the points on offer, maybe we thought we would assert some dominance in the lineout early in the game, which actually continued to be a massive struggling point. It looked like, I read in some of the articles, it looked like Sam Whitelock was training with the Springboks the whole week because he was picking off marks even in that when he came on.
no, no.
So no, the
I
All
mean,
Blacks,
once
look, they
again, yeah, credit to your man, to your best friend. Once again, he's been doing a
James
great job.
Ryan,
Yes.
Jason Ryan, sorry, James
Yeah,
Ryan is the lock of
yeah,
the Irish. But no, look, the All Blacks, they had a job to do, right? They came, they silenced the Ellis Park crowd early in that game, which was very necessary to take the sort of crowd in that hostile environment that
yeah.
we spoke about last week, to take that actually out of their game, which they did magnificently. And from then on, just keeping the pressure on the Springboks. And the areas where the Springboks actually have their dominance
Yeah,
was completely sort of silenced by the All Blacks. The
yeah.
set piece, the scrummaging was much better. The line-out work was much better, and they
No,
seem to get a lot of confidence from taking that out of our game. So no, look, the All Blacks performed very well. I think a few key players stood up. They maintain the Freedom Cup. Unfortunately, we can't add that to our trophy cabinet. But Gabs, let's talk about the Springbok game plan. Where do you
yeah.
think this one went wrong?
Goody, what game plan? I mean, let me let me just let me just before I go over to the box. I also, I'm not really the person to do that, but I'll also say congratulations to them. And not for the win, but for the way they came out, they changed their game plan. They had some sneaky kicking going around, cross kicks. They tried different
Yeah,
things. Lineout got even better. And well done to the All Blacks. You beat us
yeah.
at Ellis Park. I'm happy for you guys. But now I'm going to get to where I would like to talk about, and that is the ref.
He
Yes,
does, Gabs. He
I
does.
did mention the Bokke didn't play the way we expected. They changed up things. Sadly, the guys that was brought in didn't do their jobs. I mean, Jesse Creel didn't really get a chance to do his job. I mean,
Unfortunately, yeah,
Caleb Clark sending off 2 box in 2 games of concussions. What a
yeah.
demon. Um, anyways, The ref made really big, crucial calls, very big calls in very crucial times of that game, not only against the
Mm.
Boks, but also against New Zealand. Firstly, the rip or knock on, whatever you want to call it, where Lucanio Am's try was disallowed. Then Lucanio's break, which was a 10-point swing in the game. If we scored there, Andre was kicking pretty well. I'm pretty sure we'd have converted it.
What was
But
that
then it's
again?
a the
Obstruction,
break,
right?
the
That was called back
obstruction,
for
of course.
obstruction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Lucanio Am's break that led to obstruction. Um, that was, I think if you're an All Black fan, you will say all day that was obstruction. If you're a Springbok fan, you're going to say no. Was it vice versa? You're going to still say no. As an All Black fan, you would probably say hypocritical. That was a try. Springbok fan, that was obstruction. So here it comes down to the ref's decision, which sadly wasn't in our favor. And sadly, it wasn't the only call like this. I feel like Damien
Yeah.
Willems's card was really soft. I don't know. I'm not going to go into all of it. I don't want to blame the ref for everything. I do, however, want to say it did contribute a hell of a lot to a big few swifts in momentum in that game and
That's true.
shifts.
Yeah.
Sorry, not swift, shifts in momentum.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, just really sad to see the Boks come off such a record-breaking win. Mbombela, excellent performance.
Yeah.
To come and lose in a week later, looking, kind of clueless.
But I mean, on that, Gabs, here, we spoke about last week, we spoke about Ellis Park and the fortress of South African rugby at the Highveld. But to be honest, I mean, the All Blacks looked much more comfortable playing in the Highveld under those tricky sort of conditions where the pressure is much different. I thought the Springboks looked like they haven't played at Ellis Park in years, which might be the case. I'm not sure exactly what the statistics are in terms of when was the last time we played there, but we looked very flat, very tired. Yeah, and the All Blacks actually, I mean, we keep on calling it a fortress, and yes, it is. But I mean, the last 2 decades, the All Blacks have probably won the majority of those games against us. So, I mean, you have to give credit to the All Blacks. I'm a little bit disappointed in Bok management and how they made those changes, which I feel shows little confidence in their own players. Maybe rushing Dwayne Vermeulen back wasn't the correct decision. I thought that Jasper Wiese was actually building a little bit momentum after beating the All Blacks at Mbombela, and he played, I thought, quite well there. Also, a man of the match performance in that first game against Wales. And then not starting Malcolm Marx. I mean, that's quite interesting to me, considering the fact that Joseph Dweba hasn't been playing a lot lately. It was interesting to see that they also took them off so early. I mean, that doesn't show that there's more questions than answer that they got out of that game. So, I mean, we have the Australian leg coming up, but as you mentioned, consistency remains to be the Achilles heel of Springboks. They can't seem to build or break away from the underdog sort of status where they would like to find themselves in, which is a shame because we have the players, we have very strong players, we have strong depth, and I think we have a good coaching staff. So there's no reason why we shouldn't have performed better at Ellis Park. But the fact remains is the All Blacks were hungrier. They had more fights in them. They had more to prove. And at the end, they were the ones with the more points on the day. So
I mean,
what can you do, Gabsy? What can you do?
You can just go back to the drawing board, and I'm pretty sure we will come back out against Australia, which I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I mean, I just want to touch on that last talking point, something you said, which I think is very true. It seems that like we prefer being the underdogs. We prefer to be the underdogs with our backs against the wall, to play like that team, than being a confident world #1 team, world champions. We've done it a bit, but the consistency hasn't been there for some time now. It would have been really nice to see the boys pull this one off and go, with 2 wins into the rest of the series as the only team as it stands. Very big congratulations to Argentina as well. They had a huge win. And I think it's very interesting to see for the first time in probably history that it's 1 win for every team at this stage of the game. So,
makes it very competitive, the competition
So,
going ahead. So, I mean,
don't get me. The All Blacks are a long way from where they want to be. Yes, they got a victory, but I think they
Mm.
still also have a lot to work on.
Mm.
They can't just put away the past 6 games, 7 games. And yes, they have something to work on now and they have some momentum. But nevertheless, I don't think that they are in the best space either.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, you spoke about the selecting a prop that is a debutant against the Springboks, and just that photo of him holding the Freedom Cup. I mean, that is quite insulting to our channel a little bit. The fact that this inexperienced sort of disrespecting front
It's
row
not in yeah.
outperformed us on the day, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, we can't seem to
I blame
add that
Jock.
Freedom Cup. We can't add that Freedom Cup to our trophy cabinet, unfortunately. Yes, I also blame Jog a little bit. But look, he doesn't have a good winning percentage at the moment. We back him because Rassi backs him and we back Rassi. That's kind of how it works at this stage. But he still has a point to prove. He is a defensive mastermind, correct? But they were caught out defensively this weekend. Maybe there are a few players that we can single out who had a great game.
I mean, I definitely would like to single out a couple of players. Firstly, Lucanio huge game. Once again, I think he's probably one of the best players in world rugby right now. I think Jasper Wiese had an excellent game after he came on and that one late tackle. Oh, please, I don't want to even talk about it. And then I think also Damon Willemse, funny enough, these guys had penalties against them. Damon was asked very early to step into inside center, and he had a huge game at inside center. I think it was even more impressive than Damon De Allende last week. Um, there was two
I
quick
mean,
successive
on that,
tries.
Gabsy,
I mean, like,
yeah.
I still think the Bokke actually, I don't know. I think we could have won
We
this
did
game.
very well to get back into that game, I think. But the fact that when you play a 6-2 split, you lose one backline player and you have to make 4 changes in that backline just to bring a new backline player in. I mean, Damon Willems are going to 12, Dalende going to 13, which he didn't look at home at all. And then I'm going on the wing. Luckily, he's such an incredible talent to be able to pull that off. And then Villiers Leroux going to 15. So that. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence when I see that, to be honest. But nevertheless, I thought Lucanio, as you mentioned, was exceptional. Excuse me. And then also looking, I think Richie Mwanga pulled the strings very well for New Zealand. I thought he was great. Sam Weinlock, and actually just an honorable mention to that All Black pack who really learned their lessons early in the game by protecting their ball, generating quick ball for Aaron Smith, and getting that ball to the wider channels and moving it side to side. So, no, definitely key players for the All Blacks stood up. And yeah, they would be very happy with that performance. So excited to see they'll probably blood a few new players against Argentina. So, yeah. But nevertheless, we're out of time, Gabsy. Anything from your side towards the end of this?
No, I just want to say, very excited to bring you guys really great, exciting content to come in the coming weeks. Like we said, we'll maybe get an exciting guest on, chat a little bit about the upcoming games, chat about some stats about where we are right now. And thank you for the support this far. Sadly, this is not really where we want to be right now of Bok Rugby, but the Rugby Hub will keep bringing you some inputs, some exciting news, and I'm pretty sure we will have a super episode to come later on this week with a little surprise guest.